Welcome back to the Evolv Podcast. I'm Rhiannon.
And I'm your better host, Brendan.
All right, we'll leave it at that. But for now, pretty much what this podcast is all about is self-development, health and fitness, and our journey starting as brand new business owners.
Let's go. Make sure that you share this around because I'm telling you right now, this is the best podcast you've ever seen.
Enjoy, guys. Ciao.
There we go. Perfect.
There we go.
All right.
Alrighty.
Now let's start.
Yeah.
All right, girls, welcome. Thank you for
Thanks
coming.
so much for having us.
All the way from Queensland and
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for coming.
But both of you originally from Melbourne?
Yes.
Yeah.
I moved to Brisbane in September, but I was Melbourne before that.
Yeah.
And reason for the move?
Changed coaches.
Okay.
So, yeah, packed up the whole life and moved just to change coach and, go forward with
What a
being
journey.
an athlete.
She left me.
High and dry.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like survey, I'm following my coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you guys meet?
So we used to train together.
Okay.
So we were coached by the same person
Yep.
for probably 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
And then, we both went different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
with our coach.
with your coaches, yeah.
But stayed together as friends.
Yeah.
No, we're not friends. Just business partners.
Just business fun.
Oh, just business partners. That's it.
Yeah,
Just
strictly
on-
business.
Yeah, full on paper.
Strictly
that's it.
business. Probably.
I draw the line.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your business and what it is that you guys do.
Yeah. So we originally started just doing online coaching
Yep.
for Empower Performance. So just trying to bring in a niche of people who wanted to be serious about their training and nutrition, dialing on absolutely everything, whether they were training for something specific or whether they just wanted to make a change in their life.
Yep.
We started doing training coaching and nutrition coaching all both in together. And we've now expanded to doing more stuff in our services. So we're doing like more stuff to do with mindset, athlete mentoring, and then also face-to-face coaching as well.
Cool.
It's going to be 2 years in October since we started Empower Performance. And I feel like, the last 3 months have really been like, let's just go for it and just see what happens.
I think with the exposure, like doing now face-to-face as well, where making our business, getting more exposure, getting
Perfect.
more clients, and making it bigger.
It's that.
And with Eb moving to Brisbane as well, we've had to figure things out with that.
For
and
sure.
how we want to keep growing the business, but living separately.
Awesome.
Well, you're in multiple states now.
Yeah. So I saw one of my clients
Taking over
this morning.
Australia.
Yeah, soon we will be worldwide.
Yeah, there we go. Good. Hey, dream big. I like it.
Is that the goal? To go worldwide?
I mean, definitely. I mean, if we have clients overseas, then I would definitely love to take them on.
Yeah. I've had one client who was living overseas for a little bit. Yeah. The training aspect was like quite simple and straightforward. She was also doing nutrition coaching as well, which was a little bit difficult. But she was living overseas and in Japan.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And so that was like really good to sort of experience coaching someone overseas and sort of seeing
With the
how
different time zones and everything?
that
would be
different
tough.
different time zones. Japan's not too bad with the time zones, but I can just imagine like someone in Europe. I did try and coach someone in the UK.
Bit hard.
It was hard, but they just weren't disciplined enough to even have like an online coach. So I ended up just saying to them like, it's not for you. But so a few clients here and there that we've had overseas,
Eb and I travelled to Europe for 2 months last year, and we had to do our whole business overseas. So like with all our clients in Australia, so we were in Europe and with European time zone and everything.
Oh, that would have been tough.
It was like I think like client calls and scheduling all that, but otherwise, I mean we do the exact same here as over there, so it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I had one client in Queensland, and I found it really hard to coach them because of the time
Even just
difference.
an hour
It's
difference.
only an hour difference.
I'm just struggling with the hour.
Yeah.
How did
I was
you?
like 9 o'clock, and they were like, "It's 10 o'clock here, Brenton." And I was like, "Shit."
He'd always get it
I'm not
wrong.
doing that.
He'd have to have the time on his phone, like when you can go to the world clock.
Yeah, I do
And he'd be
that.
like,
Well, I
"Shit,
do
what
that
time
when
is
I'm
it?"
talking to Eb
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we're an hour
Oh, you
behind.
have to.
Yeah.
I forget.
How do you girls go from full-time athletes to now business owners and still athletes?
Well, sorry, that's really
That's right.
I think at the moment, because I've been injured for the last 4 years, so I really had to I've had a lot of time to work on myself and work on my businesses, and having time off from the sport, I've grown that part of me. And unfortunately, again, I'm injured. So I've told myself like I need a goal and I need to work hard at something. So while I'm having that time away from the track, all I'm thinking about right now is work and business and planning. I mean, if things were different and unfortunately if I was racing and traveling overseas, then, you know, that would be a different like plan that I would do. Sure. But yeah, I think right now that's, focus on rehab and my businesses. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's like the best way to sort of not cloud your mind, but like occupy your mind.
I need something to go. Yeah, I need a drive.
Going through
Otherwise, I'd be not in a good state right now. So right now, it's all I'm thinking about.
4 years. That's a long time to go through injury. Is that different types of injuries every time?
Yeah, I've had an injury every single year for the last 4 years, and pretty big injuries. Like they're not just small niggles or anything. I've literally been out of the sport.
So do you come back to competing, then you get injured again?
Pretty much, yeah. So I've had 2 or 3 races, and I've maybe PB'd, ran quite well, made nationals, and then gone a really big injury again. Yeah, but I've been really, really unlucky the last 4 years in the sport. Yep. Yeah, and through that decided, you know, do I want to continue the sport? And, you know, is it worth all this mental battles of, you know, getting so low? And it's been really hard, but I feel like also I wouldn't be the person I am now if I hadn't gone through that.
Those like low moments sort of thing.
100%. Yeah. And also, you know, I look at it as right now is the greatest time to really focus on my work, businesses, friends, family. If I didn't have that, then I would be going gun-ho in my athletics, my sport, and maybe other things would take a toll. Yeah. So
like you wouldn't be able to focus on your business as much.
Correct, yeah. So right now I just want to put be in the best position as I can because I do want to come back to the sport and I want to limit getting injured again. But, you know, you never know either, do you? Yeah.
No, never. Yeah. You never know. But one of the words that obviously came from that I just took was inspire. And I'm going to go off that as well because you mentioned inspire as being one of your words too. Do you girls find that working together you're able to inspire a few more people than just individually?
Absolutely. And we've gone through such different journeys ourselves that coming together we can offer such a wide variety of things. Like she's just spoken about going through injury, and a lot of the time being an athlete, there is a lot of athletes that do have a lot of injuries, and unfortunately that is most of their journey. And then there's other side of it where I'm quite fortunate where I haven't had too many injuries, but touch wood. But it's just like being able to bring in different aspects and journeys and stories that we can help and tell to other people and our clients and other athletes, those kind of things that like we all do go through these things as well. And it's how you can navigate it and learn from it and bring that into other parts of your life as well, because at the end of the day, you're not going to be an athlete for your whole life. And especially in Australia, you're not going to be able to make it a full-time thing either. So.
It's hard in Australia, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not that funded.
No.
The racing
Not
scene.
at all. No, we got to, you know, make an income for ourselves and support ourselves for our career.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And when athletics finishes.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Australia's like not the best with sport.
No, especially athletics, unfortunately.
They're just like, oh, you're doing well. Pat on the back.
Here's a gold medal.
Here's a gold medal.
Yeah, exactly.
And you were there at the Olympics in Paris. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I had my best season of my life last year. I was winning a lot of races, came top 3 at nationals, was ranked in the top 60 in the world, currently sitting in the top 80 in the 100 meters.
That's a crazy number.
Yeah.
When you say it out loud, it's mental.
I know, out of the whole world, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So.
I've been like the thousands or something.
I've been lucky to be in the thousands.
Yeah. So to get, they take the top 52 in the world. I think I ended up finishing 60th in the 100 meters. However, I did qualify for the 4x100 meter relay. We broke the Australian record 5 times last year. We went
That's crazy.
Just dropped a big 5.
Yeah. We went to World Relays and came 5th there. We got our ticket to go to Paris. So I was in the 4 the whole year. And then, got overseas and got dropped at the last minute going into the Olympics. So I went to the Olympics, had the full experience, didn't get to run in either the 100 meters or the relay. And my whole season was looking like I was going to do both. Especially the relay, like I qualified, had that whole experience, broke the Australian record. We got the ticket, absolutely everything, had a full documentary done of our whole team. So I was a part of that, sharing my journey of, being an athlete from a sort of small girl to, that, even just having them being like, are your parents coming over? Like you should probably get them to book tickets. And I'm so glad that they didn't. But so to have all of that and then to get 2 weeks out from the Olympics, being there, having to do all the training sessions and to be told you're not actually going to be racing, you're not allowed to tell anyone because if someone gets injured or they've got to pull out, you're the next one that goes in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and just sitting in the stands and watching that relay, deep down knowing that
it would grind your gears.
Knowing that I did so much work to even have that team get there and helped them get there and qualify to then not even be able to run. It was probably one of the worst things I've ever had to go through in my life so far. The experience itself, like Paris was amazing, being around the Olympians, being in the Olympic village was so awesome, and coming home. The energy
would have been crazy.
Because everyone wants to be at their
level.
best. They want to be the best versions of themselves. They want to be the best in their sport, the best for their country. So to then come home and just be in normality was a big shift. For me, like that experience was so full of highs and lows because I didn't even get to run. And there was a lot of politics around the whole thing and things that I was allowed to post on social media, things that I wasn't allowed to post, those kind of things. And
for being big on social media, that would have sucked heaps as well, right?
Yeah. To share my whole journey to get there. To show, like, even just to have, like, being at the World Relays, being a part of that team, even just breaking the Australian record, like everyone knew that we were that for. And then to have it change for the last competition at the Olympic Games.
It seems like to me that's like a team of 4. How do you change that team of 4 like 2 weeks out?
Yeah. So it was quite hard, and like even the girls in the relay team found it really hard as well because I had been a part of that team the whole year, and for them, like, they don't get the decision, it's the coaches. So to then kind of be like, this sucks for you, but like we also are still running, so it's like great for us. Like, you know what I mean? It's just such a hard thing to navigate. And something that I'm still navigating like mentally at the moment, but I know that like, the next Olympics is what I'm gunning for, and that's why I made the move to Brisbane, change coaches, because
it's in Brisbane, what?
No, that's Tokyo. 2032. So next one's in LA. Yeah. So
I keep saying Tokyo. Sorry.
LA. LA. Yeah.
Sorry. I was like Tokyo. No. Sorry.
LA. Yeah. So next Olympics, I'm going to be a lot more wiser. I would have done the whole experience and know exactly what it's like, what it takes to get there, exactly, and just try my best to make sure that I just get there individually for the 100 meters. And if the relay happens, it happens. But I'm not putting myself in a position where they're just like, you're not running.
Yes. But looking at the positives, you broke the Australian record, 4 or 5 times in a row? Yeah. When you say broke the record 4 times in a row, but was it 4 times or 5 times?
Yeah, 4 to 5 times. Yeah.
Did you break your own record?
Yeah, we were breaking. Yes. So the first time that we broke it, it hadn't been broken since 2000. So so ages ago. So we broke that here in Sydney.
You broke the record and then you broke your own record
just kept on breaking it. What? Every comp that we did as a 4, we just kept on breaking it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
One thing you mentioned, sorry to cut you off. One thing to mention, you mentioned before that a part of your whole service is the mental side of it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like both of you have gone through what an athlete would actually be going through.
In different paths.
Different.
Not making it to Olympics, going through 4 years of injuries.
Yeah.
7 hamstring tears?
Yeah, 7 hamstring tears. And
nuts.
lots and lots of injuries. And that's why we wanted to bring the more mental aspect to it, but also not just for athletes.
For sure.
You know, people that play, or not professional athletes, people who just play sport and, they might not get to where they want to, or, people that train so hard and have goals.
Yeah, that's the best way to look at it. Is like, you girls
have
been
we're playing Division 5 soccer. Like just park soccer.
You can't relate it.
No, I'm not. But there's so many highs and lows. Getting smashed 13-0.
I mean, you put so much time into the sport,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like 2 hours a week, and then like up to the.
You can't relate it. Oh my god! Welcome to the podcast, ladies.
But like we've even found coaches who are quite older. They're great, but I feel like having working on your mindset and your mental health is something that is so recent, and like things that like us younger generation 100%. Is actually working on and can understand that is half of what it takes to actually make it.
And we can relate because, you know, at a similar age, we're going through it at the moment as well.
So we've found so many athletes or just people in general who do have coaches that take them through either track and field, soccer, anything. They have coaches that they can't actually speak to them about what is going on in their mind, things that they're struggling with. They don't want to talk to their coaches that they're struggling, because their coach will be like, you're fine. So we wanted to have that space for someone to just book in a call with us who are actually athletes, have gone through these things, and just to have a 30-minute conversation where we can talk about these things. A lot of athletes find it struggling, like they struggle to even just set goals for themselves. So even just to have us to be able to be like, all right, this is how I would map it out for you, or these are the things that you should think about. It just opens that space for them to be able to have those conversations.
I think like 4 years ago when I was going through probably one of my toughest injuries, I would have loved to have an option like this.
Yeah, someone like you to speak to.
I struggled a lot mentally. Yeah. And if I had someone a bit older, had gone through the same journey and, you know, experience, like that would have helped me so much. 100%. So that's what we want to do. We want to help the younger generation coming up and athletes who go through it too. Like just so they don't also give up, because I was probably this close to giving up. And that's
and even like psychologists and stuff can cost a lot of money.
Of course.
And a lot of people don't actually like to, like they feel like
with the title of going to a psychologist.
Exactly. Yeah. So just to have us being like, no, I'm just doing a mentoring session with another athlete, just chatting, having a conversation.
Yeah. It breaks down the barriers as well.
Exactly. It just gives them a safe space where they can feel comfortable talking to a friend and
talking
just
through experience.
Exactly.
And everything's so relatable because we're in the sport, or you know, we are athletes. So
whether they do one session with us, multiple sessions.
Yeah. It's good that you girls advocate it. Like and now doing a podcast, like you're able to sort of put that message out there a little bit more. For people right now that would maybe be watching this, what would be a message that you would send to them if they're going through something like that?
Yeah, wow. I think I look back the last 4 years and I would have loved to hear like, just stay patient with it and just remember how much you loved it.
Trust the process.
And also while you're going through it, like just put your attention elsewhere that gives you some sort of happiness, and, you know, build yourself up in that way, you know, like work through it, and you will get it back. Stay patient, keep training, keep getting there, and tell yourself to stay as positive as you can, as much as that is so hard to hear when you're going through it. 100%. You don't, you know, or you just think about the negatives and you're never going to get through it. But the road does finish and you do overcome it. And like I wouldn't, as I said before, I wouldn't be the person I am if I didn't overcome any of those injuries. And like what Eb said before, it's how you kind of take on it instead of going through it.
100%. So how do you manage to go through 4 years of injuries but still wake up the next day and still do it again?
I'm a very positive person, and I always I don't know. I've even this injury, I've been like, should I just give it up? Like this is just so mentally taxing on me.
So you always have that mini thought in the back of your head.
When I injure myself, yes, at the start, because I'm like, all right, are we going to go? Or you either have to go 100% into it and rehab it, or you just give up, you know. I'm not just going to do something. So, when I do get injured, I'm an all-in or all-nothing person, And probably one of my injuries, fractured my tibia in 2022. And that was probably the worst one. And, like, I was, because I'm an all-nothing person. Don't even ask. I
thought I'd ask, but I don't want to ask now.
Well, before we started, I said don't have her near the candle, because if there's anyone that's going to catch
on fire,
I'm a very clumsy person, and I was in the gym coaching. A barbell was on the floor, and I hit a barbell into my tibia. It started off as bone bruising, so it's okay. But when we're athletes, we put a lot of force through the track. We're sprinting. I was racing, and I'm also massaging the spot. So it actually
so it would have been bruised, and then you just went
bone bruising, and then it actually started off then it went to a stress reaction, and then a stress fracture.
A stress reaction?
Yeah, so
I've never heard of that.
So a stress reaction is just before a stress fracture. So just before
the middle ground.
The middle ground. Yeah, so you can sometimes catch it before it fully breaks.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunately, I caught it, and then
then it continued
to break. I did follow the sports doctor's
advice.
But
so you basically watched your tibia break.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. I felt it. I heard it. Yeah.
One more 200-meter sprint. Just one more.
Yeah. And every training session I was going, I was like, all right, just hold on. Like, hold up. It's, I was young too. I hadn't gone through such a big injury.
Yeah.
Was that the first big one?
That was the first big one. Yeah.
Okay.
I've gone through lots of niggles and hamstring tears, but this was the biggest, like, bone fracture and biggest one of the,
Because that would have put you out for a long time, hey?
Oh, I wasn't racing for a year. So
She was in a.
I started off with a moon boot.
3-4 months.
6 months, I reckon.
Yeah.
I was
6 months in a moon boot.
in a moon boot because it started off as a stress reaction, and then and then it turned into a stress fracture. So then I had to be on crutches. So I couldn't put my foot on the ground.
Yeah.
So I was doing that for about 2 months, and then I go back to the
2
moon
months
boot.
on crutches.
Yeah.
You would have been jacked. In the
Oh,
traps.
so that's the issue at the time.
She just completely lost motivation.
I lost everything.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that was probably the.
Oh, you would be. You're a sprinter and you lost.
I know, but
Even just getting into the gym and doing upper body was
couldn't.
just like,
I
it's
honestly-
so far from what she
That's
actually
fair,
wanted
that's
to
fair.
do.
And
Yeah,
even I'm a very social person, so
Yep.
I didn't want to catch up with my friends in a moon boot and crutches.
For
I
sure.
didn't want to go to work and
Yep.
be on moon boot and crutches and tell people what to do when that's not me. So
Yeah.
You felt less of yourself.
I
in that
really
moment.
struggled, and I'm someone I get a lot of anxiety. So at the time, I was so anxious and depressed that like I just couldn't process. Like I couldn't
Nothing made
think. I couldn't
sense.
thought. I was like, what is wrong with me?
It's tough.
So I really struggled in that time. So
And like I saw her go through that period of time,
Yeah,
and
you
I think it, as much as it sucked seeing it, I think that has really shaped her to who she is now. And
Yeah.
even going through injuries past that, like
Yep.
that
100%.
tibia fracture. Yes, she was in her lowest point, but
Yeah.
she came out of it so much better from
Yeah.
it. She like just was able to apply things in her life and like was just such a different person on the inside, and even just how she treated other people as well.
Yeah.
Like that tibia fracture almost made her like have
Who she
such
is right now.
yeah.
You're so
That
right.
metaphoric, the break that makes you
Probably
actually.
just
Yeah.
because I did come out the other side of it,
Yeah.
and I'd go to the pool, I go to the bike, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna quit. I have nothing in me, nothing.
Crazy. Like you're at the end of your tether and you're like, it's just so much easier for me to cross that line.
Yeah, I tell myself I'm probably gonna quit.
Yeah.
And then but then I was just like, no. And I was pretty much in the back of my mind, I was like, my tibia needs to get better anyway. So let's just try fix it,
Yep.
and then see.
Yep.
See what your
See what
motivation
happens.
is.
Yeah.
And it did come back, luckily. And as I said, I fucking hated that injury, but
See the frustration, the anger.
yeah,
But you've
very-
competed
it
since
was
then
the
as well, though.
worst.
That's the
Pardon?
thing, you've competed since then.
Yeah. So then my first race back,
Yep.
from that injury, I obviously came out the other side. I was in a really good mental spot. And then my first race back, I tore my hamstring in a race off the bone.
Oh.
So I had to get surgery.
I'm riding this
race.
roller coaster with you.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
It
honestly.
is. It is.
Then I had to get surgery after that tear because it was a 4 centimeter tear from the bone and the tendon. And if I wanted to compete at my level, I had to get it surgically
Good
repaired.
job. Well done.
I didn't have private health insurance, so
Yep.
that was a massive roller coaster too. Had to
shit.
figure out, can I afford this?
Business
can I pay
came in.
for it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is that where Empower started?
yeah, when did
no,
Power start?
Power started a year after that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you were both PTs at that time, right?
Yeah,
so I've been a PT for 8 years.
Yep.
Yeah,
8 years?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
probably 8 years.
Yeah, and this is my 6th year. So
Awesome.
we were both PTs, both training together in the same training squad, became really close friends from making teams together and competing at the same competitions. Right back, Fia was actually 100 meter, 200 meter. So we did race
you were doing
against
both.
each other quite a bit. And then she then kind of moved into more that 200 and a little bit of 400.
that would have
whereas
been
I've
fun,
just,
racing against each other.
I've just
It's
always
fun
stuck at
because
100
we're
meters.
completely different athletes. Say for
Oh, you
100
are.
meters, if you mold us together,
Yeah, oh.
we'd probably be the perfect race.
Yeah.
She's like a gun starter, like the best in the country starter, whereas my top speed is amazing and my starts aren't. So you
Oh, but
put
hence
us
the
together.
200 meters.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a
Yeah.
200. My best event is the 200 meters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while for you to build up,
Takes
but
a
you
while
always
to
like
build
faster.
up. Yes.
That's what 200 meter sprinters are like, though, right?
Yeah.
Not
yeah,
many
it
of them
takes
are
a
like
while to
good starters,
build
are they?
into
Oh,
it.
there are definitely good starters out there.
Yeah,
but
you've got to really have that
Speed
ability
and-
to
yeah.
come off the bend quickly and then
Be able
hold
to
that
hold
and
that the
just
whole
about
200.
even just
Yeah.
have like an extra gear to all the way to the finish line. Whereas
Yeah.
like
That's super
for me,
hard to do.
I'm
100%.
so short,
Yeah.
so muscular that like a 200, it's stupid
Yeah,
for
you'd
me to
guess
run
that
a
after
200.
100.
it's actually funny watching if we were both together, you'd go for it and it'd be me.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You two work well together. Like you both complement each other very well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
no, we do.
It's good to see that there's people out there that are able to want to speak about sort of their journey and what they're going through. With Empower, what has sort of been your life goal? Like what's your life goal with Empower? Like do you want to see future athletes come to you guys? Like what does it look like for you?
Yeah, so we started Empower because we're athletes ourselves and coaches, and bringing two forces together of our own journeys as athletes in together, we were just like, it's meant to be. And we're
14
both
years of experience together.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
been through a lot together as friends, and we actually spoke about starting a business together a year before we actually did. So there was
Oh, at the hamstring tear point then.
a little bit before that actually.
No, it was the tibia point.
Tibia.
It
Oh,
was
it was
around
tibia
my
point.
tibia.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, because we're in
And
Queensland.
Yeah,
when
we
talking
were.
about
We were
it,
in
yeah.
Queensland, then we were back at my house,
Yeah.
and I'm so glad we didn't start it then because I was not in the mindset
No,
to
I
start a
don't think so.
business. No way.
But the
It really
interest
came at the right time.
The
You were
idea
just
and the
thinking about the
interest was
tibia
there.
at that point.
I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But we both are really passionate about the health and fitness industry, both obviously being PTs. At the time, like Fia had just made a decision that she wanted to go all in and being a like fitness coach for forever. Before that, she was kind of like, it's
really
something that I've always
deciding
done.
my
She
my
didn't really know
career.
her career, those kind of things. Whereas as soon as I started being in the fitness industry, I was like, this is for me.
Yeah.
Once we then became really close friends, chatting about it, seeing each other's clients and
I think
journeys and everything
if it wasn't
like
for you,
that.
I probably who knows where I would be right now, but I probably wouldn't be, so set on the fitness career. Yeah, I've learned so
That's
much
so
from you.
funny.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
just-
I've heard that story
100%.
before.
Yeah, even just seeing the fitness industry evolve and everything like that, where like we
Yeah.
can make something of
There is
this.
a career in it that we can. Yeah.
And we want to be able to expand beyond what we're even doing now. We would love to open up our own gym and have that space
Oh, that's
for
mad.
bringing people in. Like for me, yes, I live in Brisbane, but long term, like we definitely see ourselves living close together. So like
Yeah, you're
in
moving
Melbourne,
back to Melbourne.
Between
So-
Melbourne and Queensland, it's Sydney, right?
yeah.
Meet in the middle.
Right in the middle.
So once like our athlete journeys are finished right now, like doing online and face to face, like
Yeah,
it's
separately,
really
yeah.
working
While you're
with
doing athletics.
and traveling and everything like that. But then once we're finished that, settled in, like we want
Once you
Empower
retired
to
in your
be
30s.
a big space where we can do so many different things within
And bring
the space.
so many people together. Like
Exactly.
what brings me so much happiness is helping other people, and that's any like from a young athlete or like a mum or dad in a big business or whatever. And so if we can like help as many people as we can, that's what Empower like stands for.
Yeah,
That's
we've
mad.
we've been able to be involved in big events where we've run warm-ups at fun runs and stuff like that,
Awesome.
and just seeing a whole bunch of community come in of people that we don't even know. But I remember when we got off the stage of doing that workout, we just looked at each other and we're like, that was so amazing. Like imagine the community that we would be able to
It would
do
have been
this
so
in front of
fulfilling.
one day, you know?
Yeah.
So
So
fulfilling.
Yeah.
so just being able to create a community and a space
Yeah.
of people, not just only like online, but also in person, and having like a hub of something that is
Hence the gym.
there for exactly.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of where?
No, but that's
Melbourne,
still a while away.
obviously.
But
Oh,
yeah,
Melbourne,
yeah,
speaking
yeah.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
Melbourne's quite a little bit bigger though.
Yeah, and especially like I found living in Brisbane, like the gym and the fitness space is probably a little bit more advanced in Melbourne at the
Yeah.
moment.
It is, yeah.
It's
Just
very-
because Queensland's a little bit smaller.
Yeah, and they just
wouldn't
love their
say
group
smaller, but
classes
yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You
I
know?
feel like a lot of PTs want to grow in Melbourne, whereas I'm not
Yes.
sure
Yeah.
about that in
But
Queensland.
more the online PT space in Queensland, right?
Probably a
Yeah.
lot more of the online, instead
Like
of
a-
like one-on-one face-to-face,
Yeah.
which is what we love doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a mini Dubai in a way for Australians to go to Queensland. No?
Yes, I'm not sure.
I wouldn't say mini Dubai.
Never thought about a mini Dubai.
I was just thinking about it, like very spread out.
Have you been to Dubai?
Yeah.
No, I haven't been to Dubai.
How do you know it's a mini Dubai?
I don't know.
How does that work?
I just thought of like,
He's Italian, thinks it's mini Dubai.
I dug my hole, I'll jump in.
Really,
it.
it's on video now.
Queenslanders, please, I'm sorry.
You're the one that edits this as well.
I know.
He's cutting this out.
What have been the biggest lessons that you guys have taken away from this journey that you've started together?
Wow, like as a business?
As a business.
Biggest lessons.
Well, I think the first year of us doing Empower, we kind of just rode the wave and just like we were working hard, but nowhere near what we're kind of doing now, which I think is good because like we did have it quite easy when we started. We just had this idea. We both had the following. We had a training app that was giving us free access if we just posted about them. We had someone set up our website and business cards, like everything. Like we didn't really
logos,
we didn't really spend a cent.
Yeah.
In our
We've been really lucky, and that's why it was so easy for us to set it up.
So easy.
Yeah.
So people came to you guys and offered those services to you?
Yeah.
Connections, but also with our following as well. It was easy to collab with businesses, pages.
We both had clients that we'd had for years that just jumped on board straight away.
Awesome.
But that's
Still
just
got
that
easy.
though, because that would have happened from the work you did in the background.
Oh,
before
exactly.
That, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
100%. Everything pays off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And now we're at a point that we're like, imagine how much more we could do with this, and even just bringing in these new services of face-to-face athlete mentoring, doing stuff like this.
The new gym.
Yeah. And we both, as we've spoke about before, we've both had such different journeys as athletes that this is the time for us to be able to share that and express that not only as individuals but also together as a business as well in Power Performance. So
that's amazing. You know, one question I had for you, Fia. A lot of people have injuries, right? And they'll have like one big injury. You've had like 4.
Yeah.
Like heaps, right?
4, yeah.
When people have like a big injury, sometimes they just give up on their sport.
Yeah.
And for the rest of their life, they're like, oh, yeah, I did my ACL. That's why I'm not playing anymore. I'm not doing any athletics or anything like that.
Yeah.
How have you like bounced back from injury, and what would you teach someone that might get an injury and they say to themselves, I can't do this anymore?
Yeah. I never want an injury like I've had in the past to stop me from doing the sport. Like I've told myself, the reason why I finished athletics won't be because of injury. It was because, I've done my whole career and, I've achieved all I could. But yeah, I think one thing I would say is, injuries happen. I mean, I need to accept it. And also I've done 7 hamstring tears, and the main reason for this hamstring tear is probably because of my history of hamstring tears. So unfortunately, I need to accept that, and I can't really change that about myself. If I told myself I do want to continue the sport now and a hamstring tear might happen. And again, it can. I'm going to try so much to avoid it, and we're going to, be so careful in everything we do. But I need to accept that I'm probably one of the most very risky athlete to get a hamstring tear. So I think it's accepting that, and also why would you give up something just because it becomes hard and because I'm so passionate about it? Like, I don't believe...
all-in approach.
Oh, 100%. I'm an all-in person. So, like, just because... I've just actually come off a PB, so I got after my 4 years of injuries, I've just started to move. Like probably at that time, my time was about 6th best in Australia, so I started to actually, get good again almost.
Is that for the 200 meters?
200 meters, yeah.
That's crazy.
And after I ran that PB, I was like probably the highest point in the sport. I was like so happy. This is after 4 years, like I deserve this. I deserve this feeling, and it was just that feeling lasts 4 days, and then you get to the lowest point in the sport and completely tear your hamstring again. So I think I just remember that feeling of after my 200 meter PB, and I'm like, I just want that again. Like the experience. I went to New Zealand, and the experience of that, meeting new people and going to a different track and putting all your hard work into something, it just feels so amazing. Like that race just felt so amazing coming off it. And then, it's really sad that I then had to tear my hamstring, get injury and lose all that. But I just want to get back there. Like I want that feeling again. And I'm so motivated and determined to get back there. I don't want to just give it all up.
No way.
So something I would say to an athlete that feels that is like, don't give up on something just because it becomes hard. And if you really love it, like keep going for it. Yeah. Like it will, that feeling's going to come back. It's come back every time for me. Yep. And I know it's going to come back again.
And don't let it limit you as well.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
A lot of people think that I've got this injury, I'll never be the same again.
Yeah. No, I've never thought that.
But then if someone lets that define them, they obviously don't have a proper reason why they're doing it. So like as bad, like, well, some
it's
people might, people might take offense to that, but honestly, if you don't have a reason to why you're doing something, don't do it.
That is our motto.
Yeah, if you're going to use an injury as an excuse to why you didn't keep on going, then I'm sorry, you just lucked out and you just took the easy way out, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a cop-out.
Yeah. 100% it's a cop-out. Yeah. And also I think if I was like to myself next season, you've had so many hamstring tears, Fia, like, you know, this is a big excuse for you. I'm like, I'm going to tear my hammy again because you've got that in the back of your head that it's there.
Yes.
See, it's so funny. I actually did a vlog on this, my New Zealand vlog, and I was saying I'm so confident in my body. It was my first 100 meters that I'd done since that massive surgical hamstring tear. So it was a really nerve-wracking race for me. I just wanted to get back out there. Didn't run very well, but I was so proud of myself for, it's trauma. Yeah, getting back out there. And I was just saying how like confident I am in my body and I feel amazing. And then I was like, I'm not going to tear my hamstring again. And I got through the races, but little did I know I was going to do it 4 days later, you know, but I don't regret saying that, or I don't regret thinking that either. And then for next season, that's what I'm going to be thinking. Like, I'm not going to tear my hammy again. I'm going to make my hamstrings as strong as I can and work even harder that I can to avoid it.
Yeah, there's always an upside to the downs. Always.
100%.
And there's always a lesson to be learned.
Always a lesson, And I've learned so many lessons, and I'm going to continue learning lessons 100%. As for everyone. Otherwise, you're not going to grow as a person. Yeah.
I think you girls both take that hunger into, you know, what you do now. The mindset, the mentoring, the business, the coaching. Yeah. It all sort of accumulates to now
100%.
Your whole life.
100%. And like I look at it as I would never have met Eb if I didn't compete. Yeah. You know, we didn't train together. I would never have met my best friend. I would never have started a business with her. Yeah. I own another business and I would never have started that business if I never met the boys, which is through my athletics as well. So where I am right now in my life, it's because of, you know, the sport, but also because of how hard I've pushed through every single little, you know, hard point in my life. Yeah. So everything does happen for a reason.
Businesses, injuries and competing as well. How do you manage all those three areas of life?
I'm actually a very stressful person, and
she always has to be on the go though.
Yeah. I can never relax. Stop. My mind doesn't stop. Yeah. It's probably one of my biggest weaknesses because I'm probably not resting as much as I should. Yeah. But I think I realized
10 calendars, is that how it works?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Just constantly, my mind's just constantly ticking over. But last year I kind of got to a point where I was really struggling. So I actually went and saw a psychiatrist and I started medication, and ever since that, like, I'm very open about it. So I really like talking about it. I was
just going to say, like, you're very open and honest.
I am very, because I know actually a lot of people take medication, and it's not a bad thing, you know. If something's going to make you feel better and happier, then what's stopping you?
And you're able to convey that message
100%. It's not bad to see a psychiatrist. Like, I'm actually so proud of myself. And good job. Thank you. And I wouldn't be the person I am today either if I didn't go see my psychiatrist that I did 12 months ago. Yeah.
So you always think, oh, there's something wrong with me, like all this kind of thing. If you're like living through that and you don't actually have a reason to, at least now she has a reason to why, like she's so 100%. Chaotic and has things, can't stop, can't sit still, you know, like at least she's not being like, what's wrong with me kind of thing. She actually knows.
And I would beat yourself up every single day.
Oh my God, it would make me depressed.
Especially going through those periods where she also had injuries on top of that as well. Like going through that, it's just chaotic.
So I got diagnosed with ADHD and honestly it's actually just helped me.
It's almost been a breath of fresh air. It has been
and see how
it sounds like it's calmed you down as well.
I'm such like, I read people really well. And just seeing her like whole like journey, like we've been friends for how many years now?
6 maybe.
maybe longer.
Yeah.
So yeah, just seeing like the whole journey of like absolutely everything and like it's just
to ride the wave together.
Oh, exactly.
We really have. I think it's like,
and there was so many times that I was like, I just wish that she let her walls down, or I wish she just did this or that, because she would just be like such an awesome person, you know? And then like
she's
even just
a lot.
the last 12 months, like she's completely done that. And it's like just so good to see, because she's like absolutely killing it, like in her life and everything that she's doing, because she just allowed like those walls to come down a bit.
100%.
Do you sit her down and you're like, come on, Fair, talk. Just open up to me.
No,
because I've always been very open. So it's more, I think, going back years, I would be like, question myself a lot. So be like, does this person like me? Does this person not like me? Or can I post? Oh, sorry, I should have mentioned, I'm a massive overthinker. So I'd be like, do I look okay to post this?
Read into things.
I would read into captions, messages.
Emojis,
full stops. Like, it's bad.
I can relate.
It's really bad. And
and I think like I'm the complete opposite. Like if someone was like, oh, I'm just going to put this on my story, I'm like, whatever, I don't care what I look like. Like if I don't like it, I'm just not going to repost it.
And it's so funny,
but I'm so chill, because I'm like, do whatever you've got to do. Like, I really don't care. And I think like she's seen me like be like that and she's like, wait,
Eb's helped me so much. And like, I would say that's me now. Like, I don't care now. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But years ago, I was not like
it
I
was
actually
like,
feel sorry for myself for the thoughts that came through my head. But Eb, oh my, she's really helped me just be more confident, because Eb's always been such a confident person.
That's awesome. And an opportunity like this, like a podcast, to watch yourself in 5 years' time and look back at this video and be like, wow, I've actually come a long way.
Oh my God, if I was like 5 years ago and watching this, I'd be like, how?
Yeah, how'd you get
how
there?
is that even possible?
Can you tell me?
I couldn't even used to speak to a camera.
Yeah.
Or do phone calls. Like,
if you asked us to do this 12 months ago,
same with us.
I
would have said no. Eb's always been amazing. And but even when we started in Power, I was like, we're not doing like videos and stuff.
Yeah, it took a lot. It took a lot.
Yeah. To get into the videos and stuff like that.
Oh, talking to a camera.
Even just having like a face to the brand. Like she was just like, why do we have to do these photo shoots? Yeah. Why can't we just have a brand and like that's it? You know, like just the text on the screen, and it's like no, like for us to grow, like people need to know who are behind the business, face to the name. You know,
It's something that we figured out along the way as well.
Oh, really?
Like a face to the name makes such a big difference.
Well, 100%.
Our logo was just a big fat D.
Yeah.
It was like,
who is it? Who is it?
Yeah.
It was different. We started off like, okay, we just got to make a brand and put it out there, put it in people's faces, but no one understands like who's behind the brand.
No, and
what
you
story
hear
there
both our
is.
stories come together, and like people want to hear that or be coached by it or inspired by it. So it's
inspired again.
I love the word inspire. I'm probably
working,
overkill.
Is it both of your words?
Oh, it was my word for the year, but I think it's
definitely
kind of
mine
definitely
as well.
It's the empower word as well now.
Yeah, we're just saying empower.
Yeah. Just inspire other people, inspire ourselves, and
It's good that in a business relationship, there's the more dominant one and the one that understands and wants to learn. That's like Brendan and I. He's the more dominant one. I'm the one that likes to understand and learn.
Yeah.
With that, have you guys like figured out little things that you have strengths and weaknesses in?
Oh,
and how,
definitely.
And how have you sort of developed the skills to grow to that level that you are now?
Yeah, so I'm a very like structured person and very organized, those kind of things. So the person that you were talking to on the messages was me.
I would say, can you reply?
Like even like she was like this morning when I rock up to Sydney. So like where are we even going? Like, you know, I've got the addresses. I've even put like a full spreadsheet of what we're doing. What we're doing. I've got things that we are ticking off, like all our content all listed down. We're ticking it off.
That's mad.
You know, but then when it comes to like, okay,
did you even book in her client for her as well?
No. This is where she comes in really good. She's amazing at creating relationships and connections with other people. Whereas I feel like sometimes that's where I can lack a little bit. So her relationships with her clients are absolutely amazing. She can have our conversation with them. She knows absolutely everything about their lives. She takes so much.
And remembers those things as well.
Exactly.
I do.
The little things,
because I find like I love that as well. Learning about other people.
Yeah. If there's any like conflict, anything like that, she's so good at that kind of stuff. Whereas that's where I feel like it takes a little bit more effort for me to do that kind of thing.
For sure. It's that rigid and soft sort of play on words, like working
definitely.
together like that. It's like yin and yang.
Well, I think that's why we work together so well. Like I need Eb, you know, like
you need that structure.
Oh my God, 100%.
But then she also needs the relationships.
Exactly. And together, like that's, I think.
It's a powerful force.
And then even with our
especially like even when I was living in Melbourne, like she would always be the one that's like, all right, when are you free this week, you know? Whereas like for me, like I could go weeks without seeing someone, you know? So it's just also taught me to like, even moving to Brisbane, I've had to meet so many people because I went there knowing no one.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't have learnt like how to create relationships and keep being on with like, scheduling things in or doing catch-ups. Exactly, because she really like appreciates and values friendship and relationships with people. Exactly. Whereas for me, I'm kind of like, I'm okay to just sit at home and not see anyone for a week. But I know that like eventually that catches up on me and mentally that takes like me down the wrong.
As well.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think that's why we're like best friends as well. We're literally the total opposite. Literally in every single way, apart from everything,
apart from being
the
an athlete
business
and fitness,
we have a lot of things in common.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a lot of things in common, but personality, we're the total opposite. But that's why it works in business and our friendship. Like she's moved away from me, and we're closer. You know, and I know
that's mad.
Yeah, I mean, I know she'll come home because she will, but I feel our friendship just keeps growing as well. You know, not talking or she's always going to be there. Yeah.
At the beginning of your business journey, what would be one bit of advice that you would give your prior self, like before starting a business?
For me, I was someone that always struggled in school. Like, struggled so much. I didn't even finish school. So for me, like building a business is something that I would never even imagined or dreamed of because I just didn't think that I was capable of doing it. So I think for me, it was more just like you can actually do whatever you put your mind to doing and there is something out there for you. You just got to find your passion and just stick with it. So that was like the biggest thing for me was like, like I actually can build a business. I can be a business owner. I can do these things. Exactly. Yeah.
I think for me, it was like I had no self-belief and my confidence was so low. So I would just tell yourself like, Fia, believe in yourself. You can do it. You also deserve it as well. You know, 100%. I never thought I deserved to own a business or could grow a business. You know, I thought it'd be impossible for me. But like you do deserve to do it. Stay strong and ride the wave.
Ride the wave. I like that one.
Ride the wave.
Ride the wave. He is always riding the wave.
Finding Nemo.
I should be called Nemo. No, Dory.
Dory.
Yeah.
You got the same colour on as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you find navigating your friendship while also navigating the business relationship as well?
I feel like me and Eb has always, even before the business, had a business friendship in terms of we've always been in the same industry. So we're always talking about our work, our clients, what we want to do when we're older. So I feel like our friendship that's a reason why I just actually remember mentioning it one day in the car and be like, we should own a business together. Yeah. Because it would just work so well.
Our conversations just like flow
always
go back
that
and
way.
forth.
Correct.
And there's always something to talk about. Like when we were training.
Sounds like it was very goals driven, future driven.
We're very similar in that time. Yeah. And that's also why we've come together as well. And with the we have an athlete mindset, which is very different. So
we just found that like, especially when we were training together, living 10 minutes away from each other, we were like best friends, all this stuff. Like we were seeing each other at least every second day.
Well,
and
we're
always had
together, so
stuff to talk about. Like our conversations never died. It was just like with this much knowledge and information and things that we can offer, like
bring something together.
It'd be silly if we didn't do something together. Like that's what you were thinking. Like it'd be silly if you didn't.
100%. Exactly. If we're both in the same industry, we're both athletes. I'm like, let's do this together.
Yeah. That was like us when we first started. We were sitting in where was it? My garage. We were lying down, middle of the day. PT's quite dead. We're lying down, and Brendan pops his head up.
You were doing group training at the time.
Yeah, I was doing 45 at the time. We were lying down, just about to nod off, and Brendan goes, "Ree, why don't we start a business?" Like, okay.
No, it's because you were wanting to leave group training and I was doing mobile, so I was going to people's houses and doing the one-on-one. And I was like, why don't you just do what I'm doing? Yeah. And I got him his first client. Ever since then, we just built it from there.
That's so
Threw
good.
me in the deep end straight away. That was
I just took a call and I was like, here you go.
Oh my God, it was the scariest thing ever.
Yeah.
Here you go, here's the phone.
Trust me, I know.
Hello, this is Rhiannon.
That is me. That's me. Even with clients that I've had for like 3 years, just calling them and I'm like,
I love phone calls now, but years ago it's scary.
Oh yeah, the most daunting thing is that phone call to a random person.
What am I going to say?
What am I going to say? What am I going to? Oh my God. The knees
Mm-hmm.
started quivering and the hands started shaking.
And he's still your client now.
And he's still my client now.
Yeah,
So that's a plus.
There you go.
Yeah. Obviously, with the amount of stuff that you girls do, training, business, PT even, how do you guys
at high level
competing at high levels as well? How do you girls manage your time? Itineraries?
See, I feel Eb manages her time very well because of her structural life.
Yeah.
I get like if I've got too much in the calendar, like
Overload?
Yes. Yeah. So if I've got training in the morning, no PTs until the afternoon. Like I'm very much like, all right, this is your athlete time, this is your work time. They don't overcross those kind of things. So I'm very good at
boundaries.
Exactly. Yep. And for me, like I've always treated being an athlete as if it's another job. So that like my training, that is like
work hours in
that is pretty much me clocking on for work, being at the track, and then once I leave, I then clock into being a coach. And I set those standards very much with my clients as well. Is these times I'm training, or these times I'm away over these like periods of time because I do go overseas a lot and compete, or go interstate and compete. So I'm from the start, I set those standards with my clients and just say, letting you know, this is what I do. This is how much time it takes out. If you're okay with that, let's go ahead.
People respect that a lot more as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like clients, like I just say, just be open and honest with me. If you need more attention, like I'm more than happy for you to go to another coach because this is right now, this is what I do and this is the time that I can give to you. Once I finish being an athlete, I will go all in on being a coach because that's what I want to do as a full-time thing.
That's good.
But right now, like being an athlete is just as important as being a coach and having this business. So for me, it's very much like just keeping them very separate and just treating it as if it is another job.
It's like 2 full-time jobs at once.
Exactly.
With the hours you put into it is.
Yeah, as I said before, it's good to set those boundaries because not many people understand what you're going through, what's running through your head.
Yeah.
So when it gets to that point of, I need my time.
Yeah.
I need to focus on X, Y, Z first, please understand. If they don't, it's a little bit.
They got to go.
I'm not afraid to say to people, like, I'm not the right coach for you, or I think you need this or that.
Yeah.
As I
They
said
can always
before,
go to
like,
Fia as well.
She wants to,
injured now, so.
Yeah, exactly. But
I'll take your clients.
there has been clients before. I've said to them, I'm not the coach for you. So
you guys can share clients as well, which is cool as well.
exactly.
You know, Eb's traveling one time. Well, you know, last year we did that when we were both overseas and traveling.
Yeah.
So
It's like share the client
clients.
load in a way.
And just always making sure that we've got systems in place for it to be easy for us to do that as well.
Like
just always having
things and
always having like program templates in our app so then we can just change them up
assign them and
exactly
or like Eb's so good if I have a massive week with work and everything going on, I'd be like, I can't do social media this week, can you organize the posts and should we write onto it?
so there you go.
You know, it's just stuff like that we just bounce back.
So the communication for you two is so important. Because if you have a bad day or you have a bad day, you got to pick each other up.
I agree.
And it's the FaceTime calls, right?
The FaceTime calls.
We
There was that, you did that Instagram post.
Yes, I did.
We did that Instagram post.
That was just for that video.
Oh, was it?
We actually don't really FaceTime
when she lived in Melbourne, like I saw her all the time, so we never FaceTimed. Now it's like we're trying to get into it. Otherwise, we're massive texters. Like we text all the time.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I think we should get into pretty much phone warriors. But I think we're
very big into like our voice memos.
We are big into our voice memos and our Snapchats.
Yeah, because our schedules never align. So it's like doing a FaceTime call. You kind of for us, we've got to like schedule it in and everything like that.
It's like a meeting or something.
Whereas like a voice memo, it's like you can just listen to
Pick it up straight away.
Exactly.
Do you ever join calendar?
No, we don't because they're so separate in terms of like my clients I see in hers.
Different states.
We don't need one. Different states. Yeah.
Different times.
But there's very much like, all right, can you send me your schedule for tomorrow so I know when
and I send her my screenshot.
The screenshot sent off. The
work your way in there.
Yeah, the first thing I said to her when I got here, all right, are you doing anything Easter weekend? Because I'm thinking of coming to Melbourne. No, okay, all right, well, I'll book my flights.
Yep, and you're staying at my house.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How do you manage, like, is your athlete calendar, how many hours do you put into your sport, would you say?
Oh, a lot. So at the moment I'm doing 4 track sessions, 2 gym sessions and a Pilates session every single week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Track sessions for me usually take 1.5 to 2 hours long. And then gym is about an hour, sometimes 1.5 hours. Yeah, so it's a lot.
You write up your own program?
No. So I've got a coach that does all of that. And then, with the travel stuff as well. So a couple of weeks ago I was in Perth, had a competition, and then I had another competition the weekend after. So I just stayed there the whole week. But that then means that whole week is kind of just being an athlete, training, staying in the zone and staying in Perth and doing all of those things, and then doing clients all online. But then it meant that all my face-to-face had to be put on pause. So
for that period of time.
Yeah. So it does take a lot out of it. I was supposed to be going to Europe for 4 months this year, but that's been brought down to only 6 weeks, which is pretty good.
Oh,
so
no.
That's still good.
Yeah.
Well.
And I think I'll have to do Japan for about 10 days as well. So for me, like, there's been a lot of travel overseas this will be 3 years going overseas now and racing. But that's just what I have to do to be
that's part of your sport.
the best athlete that I can be, and to try and be at the top. So, and to try and make these major championships as well.
Yeah.
Whereas my athlete life has totally changed in the last 2 weeks. So mine was very similar in terms of racing.
But you put in a similar load, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
I do 3 track sessions, 2 gym, 1 to 2 gym. Yeah, and then traveling
Pilates
every
as well?
weekend. No, I don't do Pilates.
No Pilates.
No. And then I was going to go to Europe as well for like 2 months and compete. But every little all of that has changed.
Yeah.
So now I've just taken a few
Just
weeks
rehab
off.
all day long, right?
Yeah, well, definitely not all day. Well,
she'd go
anything
crazy.
worse.
Yeah.
Oh my
Rehab all
god.
day.
No, I've actually taken a few weeks off training. I just wanted to like not think about the sport.
Yeah, good. Focus on you.
I wanted to focus on me
Good.
and get myself back on track. Just slow myself down.
Yeah. But back on the track or back?
No,
on track?
I shouldn't have.
Back on track.
Back on track, mentally and physically.
Yeah, perfect.
Not the track.
Yeah.
And I've just done upper body sessions here and then when I feel like it. It's definitely, but I think next week, now that I'm not going into surgery, thank God, I will start rehab then.
Good.
Yeah,
Nice.
build myself up then.
But it's been a perfect time for us to both be able to start face-to-face, especially Fia, because her schedule
the
can
gym and
become
everything.
quite chaotic.
Yeah,
but it's
so
like,
I actually used to work at another gym as well.
Yep.
So I've just recently quit that and now working at a gym for Empower. So now I can just work for myself and build up both my businesses, and that's what I want to do the next 6, 8, 9 months.
Yeah. And you mentioned before the boys, I don't know if you want to go into it, like your other business.
Yeah. So my other
what's that?
business is the Speed Project.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got into it in about October last year. And that's pretty much speed and performance for any type of athlete and different sports. So we work with a lot of AFL and AFLW players,
awesome.
soccer players, just all range of different sports, pretty much focusing on speed, agility. I've got a little junior crew as well that I'm building up.
nice.
Yeah, so I've got a
That's
junior
cute.
at squad, and there's probably like 8 to 15 in that. And yeah, I
8
love
to
it. It
50?
just 8 to 15, sorry.
Oh, 15,
Like in my little squad at the moment,
Yeah,
building
cool.
it up. But yeah, it really works well with my athletics
Yeah.
and Empower as well.
Yeah.
And
It all
having
ties
that.
in
It
together.
all ties in. And it's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
another reason to me why I want to continue the sport, because like, why wouldn't I? It ties into my life so well. I don't think it, if anything, if I had stopped it, I
Like
would
your whole
be
brand
depressed.
kind of aligns.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
Like the
whole
Speed Project,
no, that's right.
sprinting.
Yeah.
And originally,
Power.
like, our first ever business idea was to do sprint coaching.
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
So to be at the track
Oh,
and
so you were
do
going to
sprint
compete with her
coaching.
then?
This was before she joined
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
one, yeah. But,
This is together.
but then, I just don't have a passion for sprint coaching. So
Oh,
it
really?
nah. So
Even
it
though you're a
works.
sprinter.
Yeah.
Wait, how does that work?
A lot of people.
Oh, no,
don't-
actually, that does
yeah.
make sense.
Yeah.
For me,
Like you love the
I
sport for yourself, but really not coaching it for someone.
Yeah, and as I said before, like, I keep them very separate, and I just found that when I was doing sprint coaching, I wasn't able to switch off like
from
that.
Your own sprinting.
Yeah. So I just felt like I was spending my whole time at the track and just always being in that athlete mindset, So like it was just too much for me.
Switch off and switch on.
Yeah. And I just didn't have the passion for actually being at the track and like. Yeah. So I do have
being there all day and night.
Yeah, I do have one track client at the moment, but she's just very basic sprinting, just teaching her the very basic. She's never done sprinting in her life. But then I have had people who are trying to make...
She's not looking to compete or anything like that.
States and nationals, and that was just too much for me.
See, I'm like the opposite. Like I love working with all different sports, athletes, junior athletes to senior. Yeah, and even like now... You'd think I've just torn my hamstring for the, 7th time and I don't want to go back to the track. But no, get me to the track. I love hanging out with my squad, coaching and, even coaching all my juniors. I love thinking like that was me once. And it's another way to inspire and,
Inspire again.
Inspire again. I'm using that word again, but inspire and
I'm going to put
up.
a counter on this episode. How many times inspire was said.
Inspire.
Yeah. Probably 100. Yeah. But I love it. And as I said, it really mixes well with my empower as well. And so back to the point of me just working for myself the next 6 to 8 months and building up these businesses is my goal.
It's awesome. You girls have like this metaphoric always getting back on track.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what hardship you've gone through, it's always back on track.
Exactly.
Back on track and back on the track.
Yeah,
and
both.
We should use that.
Yeah.
Back on the track.
Yeah. I think I've used it as a caption on my Instagram at least 50 times. At least 50 times.
Oh, you actually have?
Yeah.
Okay. Back on track and back on the track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it?
Start a rehab business as well on the side.
Yeah.
Back on track.
Back on track. Yeah. Maybe we'll
don't take that.
No. What is it that you girls are grateful for the most in this whole journey of yours?
I'm grateful for the people I've met because I feel like if I didn't meet these people, I've got 2 things. Yeah, that's one. If I didn't meet the people that I've met, I wouldn't be in the position I am now. I wouldn't have Empower with Eb. I wouldn't be with the Speed Project with the boys. And that's my whole journey that, I've come to. If I wasn't an athlete, I wouldn't own 2 businesses. I don't think I would. I don't think I would have back in 4 years ago when I was at that low point, being able to start a business on my own. So I'm so grateful for that and the people I've met along the way on my journey. And I am grateful for, those injuries that I did overcome when I was a bit younger because say my injury now, like, yes, it's been a massive mental toll, but I'm dealing with it a lot better than previous because of what I've been through and telling myself at that time, telling myself this is what you need to do to make sure you don't get back into that place.
Not only telling yourself, but now telling other
people too. Yeah. So
and empowering them.
I'm so grateful to be empowering. Empowering, inspiring everyone.
That's good. I love that. It's how you stay consistent in your own life and happy. A lot of people when they start a business for monetary reasons or stuff like that. But when you actually
still need to make money though.
Of course. But at the end of the day, it's what you believe in. It's what you love. It's what your passion is.
Our passion.
Exactly. Yeah. And finding that passion for you girls, obviously from such a young age, do you find that you're able to give that to your clients a little bit more now? Like
100%,
sort of help them find their why, their passion?
Yeah. And the journey we've had, I'm able to now uplift people and help people through that.
And inspire.
Yeah, inspire. We really need to ChatGPT another word for that.
He wants to add that counter. I'm going to have to go through the counter now.
And it's even like, for me, it took a while for me to get to the level that I'm at as an athlete myself. Yeah. I didn't make nationals until I was 19, first state final at 17, and I started when I was 4 years old. So even just, having that, being able to show people my journey and for other people to see it. And I've had a lot of athletes come through because they have seen my journey and have wanted to do the same. Like they're kind of not quite at that high level. They're kind of just doing the sport but not really getting anywhere and just trying to hold on and just doing it for the passion. But they want to see more and they want to see where their body can take them and those kind of things. So I've had a lot of clients come through because they've seen that I just that I just kept at it, kept working hard, and then got to the highest level of being the Olympics. And again, just also now didn't quite even make that, and it's just she's continuing on and she's building to the next one. So all of those kind of lessons and my journey as well is also how other clients have come through to be 100%. Able to work with us too.
It's very inspiring. It actually is though.
It's very inspiring.
For people like yourself at an earlier stage, they would see your journey and be like, wow, if she didn't give up from that, then why would I give up from one hamstring tear or one little...
One of my clients, she had never won. So there's a thing in Victoria called like the VAL, Victorian Athletic League, and they do the stall gift where everyone's sort of handicapped based off where they run. So the fastest person is right at the back and the slowest person's at the front. Yeah. And then you've kind of got all of the middle people. So the aim of it is so at the end, everyone finishes at the finish line at the exact same time.
Okay.
Yeah, so you win sashes, those kind of things. We've both done it in the past. We've both made stall gift finals.
I'm assuming you guys were at the back, right?
Yeah. Or in the middle when we when she came third. Second. She was
second. I was probably the middle,
and then back.
Third, I was the back one.
Yeah. And we've got a lot of clients that have come through VAL with that. And one of my clients, she had never won a sash before, and I think this year she's won like 5.
She's every weekend.
Yeah. And it was just that changing.
That's like more of a fun run, right?
No.
So it's still
actual competition.
Actual competition. Yeah.
Oh, so you can get ranked for those types of events, right?
No, it's different compared to track and field on a track. Yeah.
So this one's all done on grass. It's all handicapped.
On grass.
Yeah, you win a sash, you win money, those kind of things. So the winner of the stall gift, that's the biggest one of the year. So there's all little ones that lead up to that. Stall gift is the biggest, and the winner wins $40,000. So yeah. So then there's other races where you might win $1,500, $300, those kind of things. So there's all small ones throughout the year. Then there's the stall gift at the end of the year. So
so everyone wants to enter that one, obviously, for the 40 grand.
Yeah. That one is the biggest
kind of
of the
like
year.
All year, like play games to try.
There's a lot. There's a lot of playing the game. If you do it week after week, some people will come and win one at the start of the year, and you won't see them until the stall gift. They're just training up, and like they know
trying to win that one.
And they're not allowed to because they don't want to like risk losing their handicap.
So it's very much similar to like horse racing and stuff, where like people put on bets and everything as well at these.
Oh, really?
There's lots of drinking, like bars set up and stuff like that.
Nice. It's a massive event.
It's huge, but it's really good
it's like
for
human racing.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It is like human racing.
Like human racing. Like she's just related it to horses. Like it's like a human racing.
Yeah, betting and everything like that. The winner wins money and everything like that too. So
it's really fun.
It's really fun, and it's so good for the athletes who aren't quite at that level that can make nationals or even Olympics, those kind of things, because everyone
you can and everything.
Because you're handicapped based off how you can run, so everyone has
the opportunity to win.
Exactly.
And
you guys keep finishing each other's sentences. I love it.
Probably me just trying to
So if me and him entered, we'd be at the front.
If me and him entered, we'd be at the front. I think you'd be the first, I'd be second.
Yeah.
And we'd probably still beat you.
Yeah, probably.
They'll be coming from like 100 meters behind us.
You girls sound like role models of other people, like for people that are coming
like
into like mini yous, like inspiring the next version of you. I don't like asking this question, but we had a guest on previously named Daniel. He was one of my old bosses, and he likes to ask the question, who is your role model? So I wanted to ask you guys, who is your role model? Or if you didn't have one, what was your mindset like at such a young age to look up to and continue to where you are now?
Obviously, growing up and being a younger athlete, always my role models were who was doing the best in the sport, like Sally Pearson, Kathy Freeman. I think now that I'm kind of more at a higher level, like I more look at like probably big, like who I want to be when I'm older now. Like, so not an athlete. So, me, but like more like owning a massive business or, I look at more that and like, but to be honest, I've never been someone to like
have one.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've never had a role model.
Not really.
I to be honest, I don't really watch athletics if I'm not running. So
yeah, you're in your own lane.
Always been like that. Like I love sport, love playing it, hate watching it. Like
it's so funny. I love watching it. A bit different to everyone.
That. So growing up, like people would be like, "Oh, did you see this person around this time?" I'm like, "No." Oh, well, even walking around the Olympic Village, people are like, "Oh my God, there's that person. They won the Olympics back in 19." And I'm like,
"Who?
Never heard
Didn't
of
watch
them.
it.
Don't know." So for me,
I don't know anyone here, guys.
For me, like I've done athletics since I was 4, and I've never missed a season. Like I've raced every single year. There was so many times
you've
when
been lucky then.
Yeah, so many.
No big injuries?
I've had injuries, but I've never missed a season. Like,
Yes,
yeah. So like I've just come off like a hamstring injury in January.
Yeah.
Started my first competition 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it hasn't taken me out of a full season. So
Yes,
I've always had a season of athletics. I've gone through phases where partying took over and like I was still competing even though I would rock up hungover half the time.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yeah. Partying was like number one
resilience.
for me from the age of 14 to 21. But for some reason, I still
That's a good innings, that
still
one.
stuck to the athletics, even though I was doing all of this partying,
Yeah.
never made state final, never made nationals, nothing like that.
But you were still turning up.
Still doing
rocking up at
it.
the track.
Yeah. And then
Did
once.
it take a toll?
Oh, yeah. And like, I look at myself and laugh, but like, honestly, it was so bad.
Yeah.
And the people that I'm hanging around with, like, yeah, they're still all doing the same thing, which is fine. But for me, like, now
chose a
coming
different
out
life.
of that, it's like I had so much more to give.
Yeah.
And it did take a long time for me to realize that. And it did take for COVID lockdown in Melbourne for me to actually be like, all right, I'm quitting drinking. I'm quitting going out partying, hanging out with these people, doing all of the other stuff.
It was the self-isolation you needed.
Oh, 100%. I was like, I'm just going all in on just not only, like, for me, it wasn't becoming the best athlete that I could be. I was like, I just want to do this for myself. I want to feel better in myself. I don't want to be around these people who are constantly bringing me down. I want to do something with my life. Absolutely changed everything around. And then I became one of the top athletes in Australia. And
wow, there
have
we
been
go.
working towards it ever since.
What a mindset change.
Yeah.
So
So
simple.
it's like, for me, I obviously had a passion for athletics because I was constantly doing it. But there was just that switch in mindset and switch in like me doing nutrition stuff, sleep, hanging around people who were actually positive and could bring me up as
Like
a
Fia
person.
as well.
And 100%. And it
Like a
really
switch
took,
gears sort of thing.
for me to be like, no, like I have this like mindset because I can do something being an athlete with this mindset and being able to just absolutely switch switch from one person to another. And the changes were amazing and is how it got me here now. So
There we go.
Yeah.
You mentioned in a podcast that you journal a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the way that you go through self-development.
Yeah.
What other methods do you use and how would you coach that to someone?
Yeah. I do, journal a lot. Goal setting and reflection is massive for me, not only daily, but every couple of months, every year. The last 2 years, it's either on the 31st of December or the 1st of January. I always go down to, like, last year it was the beach. This year it was the river in Brisbane, and I just go there, switch off my phone, and I just look out and I reflect on everything that I've done for the year. I do burst into a lot of tears, and I'm not an emotional person, but it's just like I need that for me to reflect on
It's like a release.
everything that I've
Just to
done in
start
that
the
year.
year with
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. Remind myself of all of the things I've achieved, because sometimes you can get caught up in thinking that you haven't achieved anything.
Yeah.
And you look back and you're like,
yeah,
I did all right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can then start to think of things of what you want to focus on for the next year as well. So journaling, reflection, doing those kind of things. Listening to podcasts is huge for me. I started listening to podcasts back in 2021 and I'd listen to them a lot. And then just speaking to other people. I've invested in mindset coaches and just doing things like that where I can actually speak and get clarity on
word out there
things.
for people to hear.
Yeah. And even just getting advice from other people as well, I think is really important. You learn a lot from just having conversations with people.
Yeah.
That's pretty much everything that I try and do. But yeah, like for me, like mindset is huge. And I think it's just as important as like your physical ability is to have that mental
100%.
ability too.
Yeah. Because you're always reflecting on all the highs and lows in your sport, but also in business as well, because you're always going to go through those as well.
Yeah.
When it comes to, we had a guest on before, he was an accountant, and he said accountants look forwards.
Look backwards.
Accountants look backwards and financial advisors look forwards. Do you girls focus on reflection a lot in your sort of field?
I mean, definitely. If I didn't focus on what happened in the past, then I wouldn't probably be able to go forward.
Yep.
So massive. Yeah, I probably don't journal and do as much as Eb. I think right now though, with having more time, I need to, and it's something I really need to work on.
Sorry, continue.
I need to like structure my life and find time for that. I've never been able to like meditate or just sit down and write things down. So yeah, it's something I need to do more of.
But I think it is very easy for you to think forward. Like I think forward probably too much. Like I'm always thinking, what's next? What can I do? What's going to happen in a month's time?
What's the next goal?
Like I'm constantly looking at my calendar and looking at what I'm doing in May and June. It's like, why?
It's like 3 months away.
Exactly. It's like just live in the moment.
Away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, like doing that reflection at the end of the year, it's something that I don't do it. Like I feel like I don't do it enough. But I try and do those things because I know how important they are. And I know that like for me, looking forward is something that I do all the time.
Yeah.
Reflection is something that I don't do enough. So
Okay.
I think that reflection is super important, but for me, like naturally looking forward is
I feel like
all I've
everyone
ever-
always looks forward though.
Oh, yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
oh, what's going to happen next?
Yeah,
Do you
and
get
it's
that
not-
question? Like, what's happening next? Like, what are you guys doing? Because we've asked that before. We've had like feedback even from ourselves. Like, you know, there's not much to look forward to. A lot of people find happiness right now, like where they're at. Do you find you get some questions like that sometimes?
I don't really get questions about it. However, like when it gets put forward to me, it definitely opens my eyes to it. Even just like there's some podcasts that I do that I don't listen back to, but the ones that I do listen back to, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it just makes me realize like how much like I've grown as a person.
Since then.
Changed since then. But even just like recent podcasts, like the one that I just did in January, I listened to it and just the things that I was saying in that, I was like, oh, like just so many like memories and stuff come up from that. And I got really emotional listening to that podcast too, because again,
like a
like
good
it's
reflection
just,
for you as well.
you just forget about things and you're always looking at what's coming up or what's ahead. And
That's
it's
stress.
like, once you actually sit down and reflect, like so many things can just come out and it
That's
makes
so
you
true.
feel like you realize how much you've achieved
Yep.
and you can like, be really excited and happy for yourself with that.
100%.
But then it also can become like a weight lifted off your shoulders as well, because sometimes we build so much stuff in ourselves that we don't realize, and it's not until it gets put forward to us that it just becomes released. So reflection is really good with that as well, as just being able to release all of those past traumas or past stuff that's happened, even if it has made you the person that it's like made you. There's still so much to reflect and like let go of as well.
The day I tore my hamstring, I remember someone asking me the next day, am I going to quit the sport? And I'm like, wait, I haven't even processed what happened.
That's
And
a
I've actually had so many
curveball.
people ask me, especially with this injury, because I've had
People
4 years of
immediately
major
think
injuries.
that.
And I'm like, I haven't even processed what's happened. Like, I haven't even got a scan on this injury. Let's just like,
got no
wait.
answers.
Plus, I'm like,
Hold on a second.
so that's come into my, it also kind of annoys me a little bit because I'm like, don't put that into my brain. Like I'm like, dealing with so much right now. I'm also want to figure out what's happening with this injury. So before I kind of process what's going to go forward, I need something to go ahead, and obviously a decision needs to be made. But like
You need
have
time to
24
reflect
hours.
on what happened.
Exactly, and you're never going to get over what's happened in the past if you don't. Like
It's a big leap and bound for you, like
Yeah.
especially like going through everything that you've gone through and being like, no, wait a minute, stop. You're not going to make me think like that. I'm going to think like this.
No, 100%.
That's a big hurdle too
Yeah,
that you got over.
100%. Yeah.
And you did that vlog pretty soon after it, didn't you?
Yeah, so I made that vlog. Well, the day I tore it.
day of.
Oh, the day of, yeah.
The day of. That was when I was
Because you're
crying.
very emotional.
Very emotional, yeah. And then it was actually, I was a bit sad on my behalf because I made that vlog without me knowing the scan results yet.
Yeah.
So obviously I posted it and everything, and then I actually found out the results of the scan that night.
Yeah.
And I look back to the video and I'm like, I kept saying, I think it's a grade 2 where we're going to be going to Europe. Like, it's okay. I was being so positive.
Yeah.
And then my coach called me that night, me posting the vlog, being like, Fia, it's a grade 4 and we're going to have to like look into surgical options. And I'm like, and then he
that's
was
when
like,
we got the message.
yeah.
You're
And
like, we might
I
get
know,
surgery
I might
next
have to
week.
get surgery. And then I remember seeing my coach the next day and he was like, I watched that vlog knowing it was a grade 4, not a grade 2. And it was just awful.
Yeah.
So like I need to
But also that video is going to be good for her to reflect back on and be like, oh
I
my
was just about
gosh.
to say
Yeah.
So you do it for
even though
journaling, she
it's
does
not,
it for the vlogs.
even though it's not completely correct because
well, it's how I was feeling in the moment.
Exactly.
And
you know, be able to look back on
and
it.
it's real, totally. And that's why I started my vlogs and wanted to like build a story. You know, I want people to get to know me as a person, but also like I actually got a lot of messages after posting that vlog being like, you know, that was amazing. You've helped me so much. And like, again, that made me feel so happy
that warm feeling.
Yeah, that warm feeling, being like, oh, like that 10-minute vlog like made that slight impact on someone who's going through an injury right now.
100%. A younger you would love to see that video 100%.
As well. Yeah.
2025 is now 3 months in. What are some goals that you girls have set for the year and what's to come?
Honestly,
I know we just talked about not asking what's forward, but
But you just
for Empower and what you girls have planned for the business.
For the business. So obviously we started the face-to-face coming up. Like now we're both starting our gym. So at the moment we're building that up, building up our clientele, and we want to put more time and effort into it now that we've, you know, decided this is what's happening. For me, like that's all I'm going to be focusing on is just both my businesses. So I want to put myself in the position where I've built it up, put all our structures in, and so when I'm back training, back in the sport, everything's just running smoothly. I've built it up really well.
Yep.
I would say that's one of my goals for this year, business related.
For the business, like we're someone who like when we're together, ideas flow. So the idea of like us doing the face-to-face athlete mentoring and another one of our services, so three services that we brought in the last couple of weeks was when we were together in
3 new ones.
It was together when we were in Perth. So for us, like planning the business kind of just like flows. Once we have an idea, we kind of put it together, pretty much. Yeah. So we did all of that. We came up with the idea in Perth. We did all of the content for it, posted it on the Instagram as soon as we got home, and we've just been building on those services.
Yeah. So, and it's probably put us in a good position now. Like I won't see Eb she'll come down at Easter, but then she's going to Europe. But we're going to be okay because we know exactly what's happening. We've built up our packages and can keep working on that.
Well, she's already created the calendar as well.
I'm
sure.
Yeah,
she has. Already set.
Yeah, but then as we spoke
about
before,
I'm gone for 6 weeks. This is what I'm doing.
Trust me, she has.
But then we do have our bigger ideas of what we want to build Empower to over the next like 10 years. So
10 new goals.
Yeah. Well, because everything's changing in our lives so much, like, as I said, like all of these ideas come when we're together. But then we've built Empower with the goal of having the gym at the end and doing all of these things.
Cool.
So,
you know, like creating that community.
Exactly. Right. And creating that brand, you know, brand exposure and
brand
getting
awareness.
more people to know about us.
Yeah. And like we've now discovered that sharing our journeys separately and together is going to make Empower what it is as well.
100%, because people want to hear your story, but they also want to hear yours. And then coming together, you can hear both sides.
Exactly. We've got 2 different aspects of coaching and what journeys we've been through, and a lot of people who have been through injuries and need that support would go more towards fear. People who started off with sort of not being the best or really struggling in their sport,
having
not knowing if there is going to be like getting to the top or running another PB or even making nationals, those kind of things would be more suited to me. Like we're able to give, not only being athletes and coaches, like we've got so much more to give than just that.
Story,
exactly.
100%.
Do you find that when you girls are apart, like is it hard when you girls are apart? And then when you come together, it's just like this brain explosion of all these ideas.
I think when we come together, it say it's Perth, we're just going to talk, and we make up for like the lost time. And
that's all the ideas come out.
And it's probably, it's a good thing because I feel like if I was just seeing it every day, like maybe we'd be talking about it, but things wouldn't, things wouldn't be put into action. Like after Perth, we were like, this is the plan, we're going to do it. And, you know, example, like coming here with the podcast, like we planned that to go to Perth, we're going to do it. It might not have happened if, you know, we're still together, just seeing each other every day and, you know, talking about all about life, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you sure you haven't done a podcast before? You've done very well today.
Oh, I think I've done shit.
Both of you have done very well.
You know what's helped me? I think doing my vlogs.
The confidence on the camera.
Definitely. And talking to the camera.
Have you been doing that for a while now?
No, I started maybe in December last year.
December, nice.
Yeah,
December.
so
And is
yeah.
it weekly?
Look, to be honest,
Kind of
I
when they
really
come.
enjoyed doing it when I was competing because I love.
Get a
I
story to
go
tell.
traveling, so now I think I still want to do them, but I just need to find something a different way. So I'm actually doing a vlog this weekend.
Okay.
Well, today actually.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you'll be on it.
Yeah.
And then
I
I
the
think
Sydney vlog.
Sydney
Yeah.
vlog. I'm doing a Sydney vlog, and then
That's
I'll just
awesome.
kind of when I have something big coming up. I
Yeah.
mean, when I start my rehab, I'll definitely do a rehab vlog and kind of tell everyone my,
Yeah.
the scan results and like a chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you find when when you've done a podcast in the past, when you watch it back, is it just like funny to watch yourself? Like, is it
See,
weird?
I never use. So I actually did. Like, I haven't done podcasts before, but
Yeah.
I did a video thing with my coach and his business, and we like filmed for maybe an hour, and I have to this day never watched it because I can never watch myself back talk. But I don't know, it was just a click in my brain, and now I can. I mean, I watch my vlogs 10 times, probably more to be honest.
Right?
Pardon?
Because you edit them, don't you?
I edit
editing,
them. I think I'm a good editor.
No. The editing, like for me, like editing
see.
it back and watching it like so
See,
many
I
times.
love
I'm like, I
editing.
can't wait until this is like actually fully edited and I can post it. Like
Yeah.
I never watch mine back ever.
you don't?
Oh, no, see, I'm the opposite. I love
I s-
editing.
yeah.
Love watching. I wish I could edit more. I wish
Yeah.
like I could take it back and just keep going, but I
Yeah,
need
see,
to get
I'm
it
gonna
out
edit
so
this
people can see
podcast.
it.
Yeah.
Like I started YouTube back when we were in Europe competing last year together. She's probably watched them 10 times. I haven't watched them once.
I have.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
made her rewatch them 1,000 times in Europe.
Yeah. She would always be like, can we put on the vlog that you posted yesterday? And I'm
the
like,
10th
I have
time?
watched it 100 times editing this
I don't want to
thing.
watch it again.
I don't want to watch
It's
it
my
again.
obsessiveness.
Or like I would like be going to sleep and I just hear my voice. I'm like, are you watching the vlog?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm trying to sleep right now.
Imagine how bad it is with my vlogs that I edit.
Oh,
No, I'm not.
But
Because
the-
you'd be
I
doing the same thing to her, right? You should get it back. Start watching her
Yeah.
vlogs.
Start watching
Oh,
full
exactly.
blast.
Oh,
You
she-
better.
she would
And
love- she would-
she
she would
better.
love it.
I'll
Yeah.
be joining her.
she'd be like, how dare that you didn't tell me you were watching it.
I wanted to watch it too.
No, she would be like, let's put on the TV.
Okay.
I'll put it on my TV.
Yeah.
It just levels up.
Yeah,
levels
oh,
up.
yeah.
That was like
yeah.
us when we first started. I couldn't watch the first episode. So we did essentially, before we started this podcast, to give you guys a little bit of insight, we did 20 hours of work prior to starting this podcast. And Brendan was like, all right, let's put 20 hours of work aside and we'll put it into this podcast. So we recorded 20 episodes, lost 5.
Oh, no.
I think 6.
I think 6 or
That's
5.
so annoying. Yeah.
But it was just us two.
It was literally just the camera was facing that way.
Yeah.
We were sitting right there.
Yeah.
That wall was
Just
covered
trial
in,
and error,
and
yeah.
it was just repeat. And then it got to the point where we were sitting across from each other. And then we were like, you know what, let's up the level. So around mid last year, we were like, let's go buy some microphones. So then
In
we
Melbourne
went,
as well. wasn't it?
yeah, and this was when we were expanding our Melbourne team. We went down to Melbourne for the weekend and we met the boys up there and we were like, let's do the podcast with the boys. Why not? Let's test ourselves.
Yeah.
I think that level of testing has gotten us to this point where we're able to talk to
exactly.
you guys and
Yeah.
you're able to portray your sort of your story
Message
and your
and your story.
message. It's really awesome. I'm glad that we have this opportunity to do things like this.
Oh, honey, that's amazing. We can all
And
come together.
like
Yeah.
with the videos as well, like you can see so much more than just like talking
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
I've done a lot of podcasts where it's been done via Zoom and
Yep.
it's just not the same.
No.
And then I've done the in-person ones and
That's
then
why I
I've
was glad
also
you guys
done
came.
in-person with video and
Yeah.
like
You've
that
done
last
radios as well.
a lot of radio interviews. Did documentary for
For Paris?
for Paris. Yep. So that was with Channel 7. Sitting in like a proper like
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it
in
was
a
like,
proper studio with the
yeah, so it was
phone
these
pads.
so it was these lights
Yeah.
sitting on like a stool with the microphones and everything and
Far
big
out.
massive camera
Yeah.
like in your face and they're asking
Oh, the
you,
big ones?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
asking you all these like
Black drape
really
behind you.
personal questions
yeah.
and really trying to like open you up and that was an experience.
I
I'd
bet.
also
That would've
cried
been
on
good.
that too.
Hey,
That would have been daunting though.
So
Yeah.
daunting. Yeah, I was shivering and shaking and
Yeah.
sweating. And
Yeah.
Was that
all the
before you got
things,
used to the cameras and everything?
No. So I had been like doing social media and stuff. I think I grew in social media back in 2021.
Yeah.
That's when you started your page?
No. So I had a page, but that was when we went through the lockdown and I did a massive switch with
that's when you stopped the partying.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
that was a big inflection point for you.
Yeah. So I was documenting that on my social media in a group because I was showing people everything that I was doing.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I was
So you're showing people the lifestyle and then
So I was showing like my journaling, my meditation, the listening to podcast, all of my meals. I was doing like breakdowns of like all the meals that I was having, recipes. I had set up a gym in the garage, so showing people the journey of that.
Wow.
Setting
what
up.
a big change.
Yes. Got a tripod, was filming all of my track race, like my track sessions, those kind of things. I was also working in childcare at the time, so I would also document that of like how I would train in the morning, go to work.
Full-time sort of thing.
Yeah, and my page just kind of grew from that. So I think I hit 10K back in 2021, and then just kind of grew it from there. So
that's awesome.
Always like shared my journey from that moment and done different things like podcasts and radios and YouTube and all
That's
the different
amazing.
things, and it's evolved as I've like kind of grown as a person and an athlete.
Evolve and inspire.
Evolve, inspire. I like it.
And now like if I was to watch, I don't know, interviews that I did back in 2021 or 2 or whatever, like
it'd be so
different. Yeah. But I love listening and watching the ones that I do recently because I'm like,
that's good.
Like right now I feel like I'm
You're talking real. Like both of you have been talking real this whole time. It's just from experience, this is what I've done, this is what I've gone through, this is my story.
This is the most like open, honest and
that's who
willing for me to be able to share my journey and has been like just as much like this year as any other year. So
see, for me, it's probably only been like now the last
that she's
3-4 months. I've never.
You've been open with everything.
Yeah.
Since you started the vlogs.
Probably since starting the vlogs.
Yeah.
Before then, if you asked me to do this, even 6 months ago, I would have said no.
It's crazy how the confidence
no way.
changes.
Oh my God,
so
it just changes the mindset and how you look on life, you know? I used to...
and now you rewatch your vlogs, you rewatch all your content as well.
whereas I still do this...
Put it on the TV.
Which she used to, but it was to like critique everything and seeing if she should delete it, you know?
Like it wouldn't be of me talking, you know?
No.
Yeah, because I could never do that. No. Whereas, now I think my mindset was I just used to really care what people thought of me. Yeah. So, but now I've got I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you need to be, you know.
You need that mindset.
My God, you need that mentality. It's just to do what we do, you know. I mean, people are going to judge, and that's okay. They let them. You know? Who cares?
I think that's the
fuck them.
fuck them.
Yeah, no, literally.
I think that's the.
It's because they're jealous. You know,
you attract the best people when you are the best version of yourself.
You do, and I've really learned that as well.
Yeah,
I've really learned that for the last 4 years.
That's really good. I think that's a really good message to wrap this up.
Yes.
But I do thank you, girls.
I had one more question though.
Yes.
So you had that inflection point where you were partying and then you switched gears.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of people go through that lonely chapter of leaving a life behind.
Yeah.
How did you manage doing that? Because that was your life for such a long period of time. How did you go from having that to, I don't need those friends anymore. I'm going to do everything on my own. And now you've just created this new life for yourself.
Yeah. I still catch myself sometimes looking into what they're doing and kind of, I don't know, like one of the person who I was closest with in that point, she's just gotten married. So like that was something that we talked about together of like going through those phases in life. And like I missed out on going to like her wedding, but we haven't spoken for the last however many years it's been. Like since that point in my life where I was like, I need to make a change, I haven't spoken to any of them. So yeah, like there is times when I look back and I'm like, oh, like I kind of miss them and stuff. But I look at photos of myself and I'm like, I was so unhealthy. Like I just couldn't even imagine putting myself in those states of how I was. And like even just talking to, I don't know, like opening up to my parents and telling them the stuff that I did, and they're just like horrified. Horrified. You know, like
opposite.
Even just speaking to other people of things that I did when I was younger, like especially Fia, like she was like, how did you do that? Like,
it doesn't
what
make
do
sense
you mean?
at 13 years,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly. So like she's really good as well. Like I have said to her, like, oh, like the person who I was closest with is getting married this weekend and stuff. And she's like, why do you care? You haven't spoken to them for 5 years. You know what I mean? Like
she catches you out as well.
Yeah.
100%,
And like I need that as well. And my partner's really good at doing that too. Like I kind of brought it out to him and was like, oh yeah, like I'm missing out on this, or this person's doing that.
He's moved up with you, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So
and
cool.
he's the same. He's like, well, you haven't been friends with them for so long. So like, why do you care? Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at how much you've achieved
So you have a
since
few people
you.
catching you out on this stuff.
Yeah. My parents are really good at doing it as well. They always say to me, like, look at the person that you are now. Like, you would never have been able to achieve these things if you were still in that. If you were still in that period of your life. However, I don't regret anything in that past life either because it's taught me so much. And
it's made you who you are right now.
Exactly. Yeah. And it probably ruined my body, but
that's okay.
That's all right.
It's good now.
Yeah.
But on that note, I again appreciate you girls coming from two different ends of the continent and meeting in the middle. And giving us this opportunity to speak with you and sort of tell your story to our fans and our podcast. So appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks, girls.
It's been great. Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of the Evolv Podcast.
Brendan and I have loved having you throughout this whole podcast. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And if friends are interested, share it around.
Yeah, make sure you share and tag us on your Instagram posts. And I'll see you soon.
See you guys. Little boogie to finish.